Would I still vote for Trump if I knew then what I know now?
I'm going to guess that the answer is yes, but it's not for the reasons that you and I would hope it's for. But let's watch and see what she says.
I would not vote for Trump again if I had the choice to go back 1 year ago today. And not because I'm disappointed with a lot of the policy or the way things are going, but the cost of that vote and the loss of two people that I love dearly.
So just to be clear, she's not upset because of the policies and the things that are happening. She's not upset that food is actually more expensive, that people are not getting their SNAP benefits, that government is shut down, that people are literally starting to starve and being grabbed off the streets. She's not upset about any of those things, right? Because those things don't affect her directly. But let's find out what she really is upset about.
And now the strain is just unbearable. And I had hoped after a year that things would kind of smooth over and calm down, but it's just not getting better. And the pain of it is a lot. So I know some people will say, well, that's what you get for voting for Trump and blah, 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 blah. But I'm heartbroken over the relationship loss. And so if I...
And there it is. She only cares because she was affected in a negative way. Because her friends, two people that were really close to her, said, I can't be friends with you anymore. And that makes total sense because no, we do not want to be friends with you. We cannot agree to disagree on human rights. We cannot be friends if you literally vote against my personal freedom or you vote for someone who's going to physically, mentally, or emotionally harm me or someone I love. We cannot be friends if you support an administration that calls a huge part of our population an infestation or an enemy within. Because when you do that, you create legislation that harms those people that you say you love. But yet, I looked at your whole video, I watched your whole video. You do not care that it's affecting them. You only care that it affects you. And that's the problem with Trump supporters. All my love.
So a big rift is developing online, you may have already seen it, between Donald Trump, the Trump administration, and his MAGA supporters, believe it or not. And it all comes down to the Ingram interview from yesterday, where Donald Trump said the reason why people from abroad are coming here and they're trying to attract people from abroad over here with H visas is because there's not enough smart people in America to do the job, which is ironically completely against what he said previously. And the MAGA community, of course, is in uproar about this because the whole time it's been about America first, and now he's saying, well, you're not smart enough to do the job. So this is, this guy, you can't forecast him. He's going to say different things every day. But the MAGA community is pissed off.
Alright folks, thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, we're discussing about how things are going in the MAGA base. Because as we speak, different videos are circulating about MAGA, leaving their base or MAGA deciding to quit. Because things went the way they didn't expect. Things went the way they've never realized it will be like this. Things was revealed to them as ignored people. That's what they think. They think, their favorite leader have ignored them completely. Some are saying they're leaving the base because of, losing all the benefits they have. So it means you support something if you have some benefits in that thing. But for them, they are not seeing any benefits in supporting, their favorite leader, which is make them right now to consider their decisions and, decide otherwise. So, folks, tell me, what do you think about what's happening? Let's watch some reactions. I'll come back with more commentary.
This cannot be a surprise to you, can it? Trump supporters, Trump voters are regretting their vote. NBC did an interview with a woman who's 63 years old, who's the caretaker of her 26-year-old daughter, who relies on SNAP benefits. I don't know exactly what the girl's issue is, but she relies on these SNAP benefits just to survive day-to-day survival. She's the 63-year-old woman sitting back and saying, well, why are they doing this with the ballroom? There's $350 million being spent there. And that's supposed to be private donations, which obviously it's not, because Trump came out last week and said, well, the military is heavily involved. That's your tax dollars. That's my tax dollars. Don't tell me that's being privately funded when the military's involved. Well, this woman's starting to wonder why in the world these people are donating all this money to this ballroom that only a handful of people are ever going to be able to use when we've got people across the country waiting for their SNAP benefits to be paid out. Now, there's a judge that came out and said you have to pay out these SNAP benefits. Didn't say when it had to be done. He said it had to be done expeditiously. Okay, well, all right, when is expeditious? A week? 3 weeks? I mean, the day before Thanksgiving? How's that going to work out? No one's ever come out and said you have to do it and you have to do it by such and such a time. It has to be done expeditiously. And what's Trump doing? Said he's going to go ahead and do it, but they don't have enough money because it costs $8 to $9 billion a month for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP benefits, EBT cards, whatever it is you want to call it in your state. Well, he's got to be able to come up with the money somewhere. The judge ordered, hey, you came up with the money to pay ICE. You came up with the money to pay the military. Come up with the money to pay the SNAP program. And you know what? He hasn't come up with a plan yet. They're all still sitting back there wringing their hands going, well, I wonder when we have to do it, if we have to do it at all. I hope you get your benefits if you're a SNAP recipient, but don't be surprised if you don't.
It's Joe from Georgia. Well, chaos in the Republican Party in the White House. After Tuesday's election, Republicans are starting to see the light. Now, Donald Trump is a lame duck president, folks. He can't run again. So those people who want to be reelected in the United States Congress, the Republicans, guess what? Those coattails of Donald Trump, he won't be on the ballot again. They've been cut off. So the MAGA folks, they didn't care really to show up for him, to help in this past Tuesday's election in any of the states, because it was a total Democrat tsunami. But Republicans are coming out saying, we've got to make a change. They've got to publicly disassociate themselves with the president if they want to be reelected next year, because they see the writing on the wall. So there's going to be a lot of changes here in just the next couple of weeks. You're going to see so many Republicans start to drift away from the president because they have elections to run. In less than a year is election day for them. It didn't work out well for not one person that the president endorsed this election. They all lost. So folks, there is the day of reckoning has showed up in Washington, D.C., and the Republicans, they're scrambling.
Right. Welcome back, folks. Now, these MAGA people, the MAGA base is falling apart. Yes. Many people are jumping the MAGA ship. Yeah. They're jumping the ship because things are not the way they were expecting. Because these people, when they were going to vote, man, they had many, expectations. They have many promises that they were expecting to be, like to happen. So, but these people, what they have never realized is that everything, the guy is doing have told them the way it is. Okay, DT have told them how things are gonna be. But these people, they refuse to understand that, and they just, assumed that things will go the other side. They assume that the guy, what he's saying is not true. Maybe he's going to change. Then after voting, what happens? Man, the MAGA base lost family members, mostly the Latinos. Many Latinos have been deported. Others are, hiding in different places because they're scared going, in public because, man, they might get arrested by ICE. Different things. We've seen many, like prisons opened for the immigrants, the Alcatraz, and many things. It have made these people, man, to realize that the benefits they were expecting, they are not seeing anything like that. They are not seeing any benefit. You see, they are not seeing any benefits. So it is crazy right now. We are just entering in almost a year when it is voted, and still these people are losing the benefits. Like this, the recent scenario in the overall when the journalists were asking DT about the visa of these talented people, and then one journalist asked him, "Is there are many talented people in the U.S. and why are you choosing just inviting talents around the globe?" You know what DT have answered? He said, "There's no talent. There is no talent." So Americans don't have talents. MAGA don't have talents to deserve that chance like the people that are being offered who are from different parts of the world. So these have made the MAGA to get angry because I believe what they voted is America first. Okay? That was the benefits. America first. I always tell you this is one of the most, beautiful to understand, this is the most beautiful thing MAGA have signed up for. It was going to help America. But the moment these people have, decided to say, oh, we're doing America first, they have never even experienced that. They have never even experienced that America first. They always go last. So you cannot convince me that they are inviting talents across the globe, offering them visa, and you cannot convince me that in America there is no talent. There is a lot of talent. You cannot convince me that in the MAGA there is no talent. There is talent, but the benefits are not benefiting the people who voted for all those benefits. So it means they are losing all the benefits. If you voted America first and then they are inviting people from around the world to come, man, is that America first? No. You cannot convince me that is America first. So it means it is a lost benefit. A completely lost benefit. If you're a MAGA watching this video, tell me what you think about this. Because it is so sad to see, man, you voted to get America first opportunity, but you're not getting it. And maybe you have a talent also, but you're not getting it. I've never had any industry that was brought in the US. Just like the way you said, we put in tariffs because we are bringing back the industries. So it means all the benefits are lost, which is the result of seeing a lot of number of MAGA jumping the ship. Yes, because they thought things are not the way they were expecting. Things are not going like the way they wanted. That's what happened. So instead of them suffering, they would just jump the ship and go. That's what's happening. Folks, I'm not taking much of your time. Thank you for being here. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about this video? What do you think about what's happening? Is America First really going to happen? I always ask this question. Are we really going to experience the America First? Are Americans gonna see that opportunity of America first? Let's keep our conversation in the comments below. I am a presenter Fikaz. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.